You are now tuned in to What Happened to Charlie, Part 2. Go get you some popcorn, get you some soda, some snacks, sit back, relax, buckle your seatbelts because we're going on a wild ride. You dig what I'm saying? I'm going to sit back, let a couple people get on up in here while I get my mind right, get ready for the show. And yeah, man, we about to figure it out. Once again, the shooter's still not caught yet. The authorities have put out a picture of someone that they might believe could be the shooter, but that person is not yet in custody. And also, there's a new rumor going around that Israel might be behind this attack, which is pretty far-fetched, but that's really a rumor that's going around. So go ahead. I'm going to give y'all time to get on up in here before we start the show. But yeah, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Get on up in here, man. Hit that like button when y'all come through here. For the first segment, we just going to go through a couple videos. Let's start off.
But you've probably heard the situation that happened in North Carolina. Say the name Ireina Zerutska. Ireina Zerutska was just riding public transit. By the way, she was a refugee from Ukraine, of all places, and she came to Charlotte, North Carolina. And a terrible person, well, you saw what happened. I can't describe it here on TikTok without some sort of community guideline being violated. But if you haven't seen the video, you absolutely should. This individual should not have been on the streets, 14 prior arrests, and it really makes you wonder, why are we putting up with this? Why are we allowing so many people that have committed these crimes to keep on being released? The magistrate judge continued to release this individual, and this is a horrific thing. You know, it's really interesting. The media was totally covering George Floyd, tens of thousands of articles, reconfigured and changed the entire American body politic. And when it came to Ireina Zerutska, the entire media was quiet, silent. In fact, we forced them to cover the story. Why do you think that is? What was the difference between George Floyd and Ireina Zerutska? Why did the left care so much about George Floyd and they couldn't care less about Ireina Zerutska? What could the difference be? I wonder. Would love for you guys to leave some comments.
This is such bullshit. I've never been so pissed in my whole life. I just murdered Charlie Kirk right here in Utah. I'm so freaking pissed right now. This is bullshit. I just saw blood squirting out of his neck. I love that guy. He's coming fucking violence. God damn it. Use your freaking words as they're talking to you people. Who shot Charlie Kirk? I'm driving in a problem right now. I'm so pissed.
Hey, they ready to crash out about that.
This is such bullshit. I've never been so pissed in my whole life. I just murdered Charlie Kirk right here in Utah. I'm so freaking pissed right now. This is bullshit. I just saw blood squirting out of his neck. I love that guy. He would have been our next president. I am so pissed right now. Why do they always come with fucking violence? God damn it. Use your freaking words as they're talking to you people. Who shot Charlie Kirk? I'm driving in a problem right now. I'm so pissed.
I'm so pissed.
This is such bullshit. I've never been so pissed in my whole life. I just murdered Charlie Kirk right here in Utah. I'm so freaking pissed right now. This is bullshit. I just saw blood squirting out of his neck. I love that guy. He would have been our next president. I am so pissed right now. Why do they always come with fucking violence? God damn it. Use your freaking words as they're talking to you people. Who shot Charlie Kirk?
Get on up in here, man. Hit that like button when y'all come through here. We're about to start the show here in a minute.
I'm driving in a problem right now. I'm so pissed.
I'm so pissed.
This is such bullshit. I've never been so pissed in my whole life. I just murdered Charlie Kirk right here in Utah. I'm so freaking pissed right now. This is bullshit. I just saw blood squirt I love that guy.
Crashing out.
He would have been our next president. I am so pissed right now. Why do they always come with fucking violence? God damn it.
Yeah, he crashed
Use
out,
your
y'all.
freaking words as they're talking to you people. Who shot Charlie Kirk? I'm driving in a problem right now. I'm so pissed.
Jesus.
Damn it. This is such bullshit. I've never been so pissed in my whole life. And this murder Charlie Kirk right here in Utah. I'm so freaking pissed right now. This is bullshit. I just saw blood squirting out of his neck. I love that guy.
I love that guy.
He would have been our next president. I am so pissed right now. Why do they always come with fucking violence?
I love that guy. I'm so pissed.
God damn it. Use your freaking words as they're talking to you people. Who shot Charlie Kirk? I'm driving in a problem right now. I'm so pissed.
Nah, y'all ain't never saw nobody this man.
This is such
Nice fucking try, YouTube. Nice try. I'm not going for the okie doke though. Let's get back into the show, y'all. I'm not going for the okie doke. Let's get us back.
Hear the gunshot and I'm sorry. You just see his neck just like open up and there's just like so much blood that just came out. It was horrible. As the guy said, shooting or shooters or something like that, you just hear the gunshot and I'm sorry. You just see his neck just like open up and there's just like so much blood that just came out. It was horrible. As the guy said, shooting or shooters or something like that, you just hear the gunshot and
They don't want this information. They don't want this type of information to be floating around on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? They don't want me to show you guys this information. Okay, so if you're here, you getting backstage footage. Okay, let's get it.
If anyone wants to go take a look at
They don't want me to show you guys this.
It's 5. Okay, now 5 is a lot, right? I'm gonna give you some credit. Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years? Counting or not counting gang violence?
Right there. That's when it happened.
Great.
Right there. You heard the shit too. I gotta pause it right there though, because if I let it go anymore, the goddamn YouTube gonna get my ass.
Let's do an unboxing of this week's help.
How's it going, Charlie? I'm Austin. I just had a question related to Second Amendment rights. We saw the shooting that happened recently, and a lot of people are upset. But I'm seeing people argue for the other side that they want to take our Second Amendment rights away. How do we convince them that it's important to have the right to defend ourselves and all that good stuff?
Yeah, it's a great question. Thank you. So I'm a big Second Amendment fan, but I think most politicians are cowards when it comes to defending why we have a Second Amendment. This is why I would not be a good politician, or maybe I would, I don't know, but because I actually speak my mind. The Second Amendment is not about hunting. I love hunting. The Second Amendment is not even about personal defense. That is important. The Second Amendment is there, God forbid, so that you can defend yourself against a tyrannical government.
Come on.
And if that talk scares you, wow, that's radical, Charlie. I don't know about that. Well, then you have not really read any of the literature of our founding fathers.
Remember, guns don't kill people. People kill people. You know what I'm saying? Bad people with guns kill people, not guns.
Number 2, you've not read any 20th century history. You're just living in Narnia. By the way, if you were actually living in Narnia, you would be wiser than wherever you're living, because C.S. Lewis was really smart. So I don't know what alternative universe you're living in.
Yep.
You just don't want to face reality that governments tend to get tyrannical, and that if people need an ability to protect themselves and their communities and their families. Now, we must also be real. We must be honest with the population. Having an armed citizenry comes with a price.
Wow.
And that is part of liberty.
Wow. Go on.
Driving comes with a price. 50,000 people die on the road every year.
Wow.
That's a price. you get rid of driving, you'd have 50,000 less auto fatalities. But we have decided that the benefit of driving, speed, accessibility, mobility, having products, services, is worth the cost of 50,000 people dying on the road. We actually need looser gun laws because I think that
gun laws.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, especially in states like Chicago and Illinois, where very basic Second Amendment rights, those of us that believe in the Second Amendment, we fully acknowledge that when you have liberty, that you're going to have sometimes undesirable outcomes. We, as enthusiasts for the Second Amendment, acknowledge that in a free society, people are going to do bad things and dumb things, but there is a price to liberty. Isn't it racist then to penalize white people to come into college or to get jobs based on the color of their skin? Well, no, wouldn't that be racist? So you're arguing, very important, everybody, even if your parents share values and views and a worldview that you do not have, you are biblically obligated to honor them, which means to spend time with them and to love on them and to go visit them, even if they are wearing a Black Lives Matter and in this home that we have no hate and trans lives, you still go and spend time with your parents, because if you are incapable, in this case, of honoring your earthly father, you will never honor your heavenly father. And it's very clear in the Ten Commandments, and then I'll get back down to the specific advice. In the Ten Commandments, it is the only commandment, honor your mother and father so that you may live long in the land of which you are in. It is the only commandment that deals with a promise and your country.
How's it going, Charlie? I'm Austin. I just had a question related to Second Amendment rights.
Hey, Charlie, how are you? So I just had a question on your thoughts on if we need more gun control in the country or not. I'm very pro protecting America and the citizens that live in it, and so I think that we should have more gun control because there's a lot of school shootings that happen, as we mentioned, and, I just think it would do a lot to protect people. And I think the Second Amendment also qualifies that we should have regulations for guns. I wanted to know your thoughts on that.
Sure. Do you think gun ownership is a right or a privilege?
I think it's a right, but it comes with responsibilities.
Yep. Okay, tell me more.
Well, I think that there should be things in place, things like red flag laws and things like that. The AG just approved Mel Gibson to get his gun rights back, even though he had a domestic violence charge. So, I don't think the people that commit these violent crimes should be able to buy guns and things like that. And I think we should have red flag laws in place to make sure that those violent criminals aren't getting guns.
Okay, so let's go. So tell me, in your perfect world, what would constitute a red flag?
Just things like, we can look into any kind of medication and things like that that can affect someone's...
That could be dangerous, right? That could be compromised. There's a lot of vets that come home from war and that are on a lot of medication. A lot of vets could have their weapons taken away.
Well, I'm not necessarily saying... Bless you. Bless you.
Thank you. It's the pollen or something. Thank you.
I'm not necessarily saying, it's mainly to prevent, future shootings and things like that, and also, putting in place things like a federal registry so that we know, the types of guns that people have, and, it would just essentially be a federal registry that shows these are the guns that this person has, in case a cop has to go on something like a domestic call. That's the most dangerous call they can go on. So.
Yeah, I can see you're coming after this from a good perspective. Let me ask one other question. What would you say is the ultimate and final purpose of the Second Amendment?
I think it's self-defense against a tyrannical government, which...
We agree. Sure. Great. Keep going.
Well, but I think within the Second Amendment, it also implies that we have high regulations in the first four words.
Well-regulated militia actually meant well-armed, but that's a separate issue. But
how do you know? You're interpreting what the Founding Fathers...
Well, they said it in the Federalist Papers, right? So it's not just me, but also in the Heller decision, in the 5-4 decision, that said that gun ownership was a right. This was a hotly debated thing.
What do you believe in?
Jesus Christ. I believe in heaven. I believe in hell. I believe in the Bible. I believe in America. How are you? What a beautiful kid that is.
They saying he gave the call.
Well, you're more aggressive than I would be. First of all, I love Mormons. I've said that forever. Well, you're more aggressive than I would be. First of all, I love Mormons. I've said that forever.
So, would you say that you're very religious?
I am religious. However, every one of my political positions is defensible from a non-religious perspective.
Okay, great. So, I was under the impression that your beliefs on abortion were stemming from your religious beliefs.
Well, at the core, that is correct, but I can get that it is defensible from using reason and prudence.
So you're not trying to illegalize abortion based on the Bible?
My personal conviction comes from the Bible. I want to make abortion illegal because it is the only applicable extension of laws we already and standards we already have in the West. So we have murder laws.
Yes.
Therefore, murder laws should apply to unborn life as it does to born life.
Okay. So, again, reiterating, you're not trying to instate laws based on Christian beliefs because that would be unconstitutional, right?
My personal convictions start with Scripture, but the political views that we're talking about here are all defensible using reason and Western tradition.
Okay. So,
see, that should get confusing when you start mixing Christianity in with politics and shit. And he's basically trying to use people as Christians to buy into his political views. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to explain it.
That's all I needed to know, that you weren't trying to instate laws based on Christian beliefs, because I would not be able to support anything that was so blatantly unconstitutional. But thank you for clarifying that for me. I had a whole thing ready, but I guess that wasn't necessary. Thank you so much.
What do y'all think about abortion? Like, I don't know. I feel like it should be up to the woman. Like, it should be up to the couple or the woman. Like, sometimes people have kids that don't need to have kids. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's an accident for real, and you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know.
So, would you say that
it's definitely situations where abortion could be used, though, for real, because it's people that get raped and have unwanted babies, and it's all type of shit that happen that goes on with the abortion shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's such a big issue, and that's why a lot of people don't want to like take it away, like take it all away, because there's a couple instances where abortion could be used for good purposes. You know what I'm saying?
Very religious.
I am religious. However, every one of my political positions is defensible from a non-religious perspective.
Okay.
How do you want to be remembered? If I die, everything just goes away. How would you, if you could be associated with one thing, how would you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing. The most important thing is my faith in my life.
How do you want to be remembered?
If I die, everything just goes.
Yep. See, his faith, his Christian faith was his biggest thing.
To everyone out here,
a lot of people say he's black, but he has a white parent and a black parent.
He's half and half.
They want to keep the white primacy in pure form, so they want to say that he's black.
I honestly haven't thought very deeply about the racial composition.
If you get a pizza from Domino's, okay,
this is probably stop.
This is relative, unlike you. Trust me.
Trust you? Okay.
If you get a half pepperoni and half cheese pizza, it's not a cheese pizza.
Cool. Like I said, half white, half black, half cheese, half pepperoni. What's the point? Where are you getting at?
Why is everybody laughing at me?
Okay, Missouri State, starting strong, everybody. I gotta tell you. Please don't do drugs, guys.
A lot of people say he's black, but he has a white parent.
Hey, this guy just lies. Hey, no. He's a liar.
So,
He can't debate. He just lies.
So let's just calm
you don't
down
like
a little
freedom
bit.
of speech?
Well, I mean, you can say whatever you want if you want to make a fool of yourself, but we do have like 10-year-olds here and 11-year-olds, so can we have some decency?
Whatever.
You don't care. You're a typical leftist because you only care about yourself.
Who said I was
not
a
about the
leftist?
other people.
Who said I was a left?
Nah, he ready to put hands on him. You feel me? You can't be going to people college campuses where they lay their head at and riling them up like this. You know what I'm saying? It's only a matter of time before one of them lose their rocker and go get them high power rifles from Grandpa and them down the street. You know what I'm saying? Hell no. Look at him. He got the backpack to the front, tactical gear.
It's very clear by how you're acting.
Do you even graduate college? You know.
See that? See, when the eyes start squinting like that, that's the shooter. That's them shooter eyes, nigga. That's them shooter eyes.
In fact, I didn't go to college. I've been able to be pretty successful without a 4-year degree.
College.
Yeah, I did not go to
You're
college.
going to come to college and act like you know.
So are we gonna debate resumes or ideas?
Ideas.
Most college degrees are meaningless, and most of you guys are being totally scammed by being here.
No.
Now let me further complete the point.
So getting educated is a...
Yeah, that definitely, bro. I'm telling you, that looks like the dude in those photos. I swear, dude, don't it? I ain't even perping to you, Nathan. You know something. You see it too. This looks just like the dude that's in those photos, bro. That's going around the country right now. They still ain't caught the shooter yet. But if it's this guy, that'd be crazy.
Scam. First of all, it's not always an education, and you are perfect evidence that you haven't really been educated. You are hyper hostile. You have no humility. You have very little wisdom about how the world works, and you come and you want so badly to be recognized and noticed. You came with your own bullhorn to cut in line someone who patiently waited to ask the first question. What have you actually learned at this institution except that you're the center of the world and everyone must listen to you?
You go to countries, or you go to campuses and agitate people for like this exact scenario.
I sit here and ask questions. You're the agitator, not me.
Prove me wrong.
Yeah, correct. The students want another question, and I do agree with them because you embody the worst of this generation.
Are you looking in the mirror?
I do look in the mirror. You know what I see? I see a sinner that wouldn't act the way you do.
He looked just like
this guy just
lies.
Hey, no. He's a liar.
So,
He can debate. He just lies.
So let's just calm
you don't
down
like
a little
freedom
bit.
Of speech?
Well, I mean, you could say whatever you want if you want to make a fool of yourself, but we do have like 10-year-olds here and 11-year-olds, so can we have some decency?
Whatever.
You don't care. You're a typical leftist because you only care about yourself.
Who said I was
not about the other people?
Who said I was a leftist?
Well, it's very clear by how you're acting.
Do you even graduate college? You know this guy didn't graduate.
Nah, bro, I feel like
I didn't go to college. I've been able to be pretty successful without a 4-year degree.
College.
Yeah, I did not go to college.
You're gonna come to college.
He was talking that hot shit too.
And act like you know.
So are we gonna debate resumes or ideas?
Ideas.
Let's get a good look.
College degrees are meaningless, and most of you guys are being totally scammed by being here.
No.
Now let me further complete the point.
So getting educated.
Boom. There you go, y'all. There he is right there, y'all. Don't say I ain't told y'all nothing. I ain't showed y'all nothing. But there he is right there. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see the photo that's going around the country. Clear as day. The photo is right there. There you go, right there. If it ain't him, then who is it? That looked dead on him. That looked dead on our guy. I think we need to refer back to the photo that's going around the country and do some comparisons because that straight up looked like him for sure. For sure, buddy. If you think this looks like the guy, put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. If you think this looks like the guy, put a 1 in the chat. He's basically breaking it down too. He's like, you're going to all these college campuses, agitating people, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? So he's not new to this shit. Like he's really mad about this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Is a scam. First of all, it's not always an education, and you are perfect evidence that you haven't really been educated. You are hyper hostile. You have no humility. You have very little wisdom about how the world works, and you come and you want so badly to be recognized and noticed. You came with your own bullhorn to cut in line someone who patiently waited to ask the first question. What have you actually learned at this institution except that you're the center of the world and everyone must listen to you?
You go to countries, or you go to campuses and agitate people for like this exact scenario.
I sit here and ask questions. You're the agitator, not me.
Prove me wrong.
Yeah, correct. The students want another question, and I do agree with them because you embody the worst of this generation.
Are you looking in the mirror?
I do look in the mirror. You know what I see? I see a sinner that wouldn't act the way you do.
Hey, this guy just lies. Hey, no. He's a liar.
So,
he can't debate. He just lies.
So let's just calm.
You see him? He can't debate. He just lies. This is the clip that they need to be focusing down on. You know what I'm saying? We need to really get a good look at the body composition. I mean, I can just tell it looks like him because of the head. Just the whole head looks like him. You know what I'm saying? It's something about this guy that don't sit right with me.
Down a little
freedom
bit.
of speech.
Well, I mean, you could say whatever you want if you want to make a fool of yourself, but we do have like 10-year-olds here and 11-year-olds, so can we have some decency?
Whatever.
You don't care. You're a typical leftist because you only care about yourself.
Who said I was
not
a
about the
leftist?
other people.
Who said I was a leftist?
Well, it's very clear by how you're acting.
Do you even graduate college? You know,
No.
you know
In
this
fact,
guy didn't graduate
I didn't go to college. I've been able to be pretty successful
You did
without a
not
four-year
graduate
degree.
college.
Yeah, I did not go to
You're
college.
gonna come to a college and act like you know.
So are we gonna debate resumes or ideas?
Ideas.
Most college degrees are meaningless, and most of you guys are being totally scammed by being here.
No.
Now let me further complete the point.
So getting educated is a scam.
First of all, it's not always an education, and you are perfect evidence that you haven't really been educated. You are hyper hostile. You have no humility. You have very little wisdom about how the world works, and you come and you want so badly to be recognized and noticed. You came with your own bullhorn to cut in line someone who patiently waited to ask the first question. What have you actually learned at this institution?
Charlie hurt his feelings, y'all. Clearly, Charlie hurt his feelings. Can we get more likes? It's 188 people in here, only 7 likes. Like the stream if you think Charlie hurting his boy feeling right now. Like the stream if you think Charlie chewing a hole in his ass right now. And he real butthurt. He real butthurt about the situation. That's what I'm saying. This is the type of shit that sparks this type of hate in somebody's heart, to be able to go on a roof with a rifle and strike somebody. You know what I'm saying? You got to think how many people is around. It's hundreds, it's thousands of people around watching the same thing. You know what I'm saying? He on his college campus and he getting chewed into by Charlie.
Except that you're the center of the world and everyone must listen to you.
You go to countries, or you go to campuses and agitate people for like this exact scenario.
I sit here and ask questions. You're the agitator, not me.
Prove me wrong.
Yeah, correct. The students want another question, and I do agree with them because you embody the worst of this generation.
Are you looking in the mirror?
Look, and he said you embody the worst of this generation. He was saying some shit to him, though. You know what I'm saying? But think about that. Think about what Charlie's saying to him. How he's dissing his whole college education and shit. You know what I'm saying? He's dissing everything about him. His whole psyche. You feel me? Look at this.
You're looking at me. You know what I see? I see a sinner that wouldn't act the way you do.
Hey, this guy just lies. Hey, no.
You see him?
No. He's a liar.
So, okay.
He can't.
Look at him. He's getting loud. Look, he getting hostile. You see how he holding that? You see how he holding that blowhorn? He got a grip on that motherfucker like he ready to grab a rifle next. Hell no. Hell no. Y'all, we done found this thing. Nah, hell nah. Look at that book bag turned backwards. Looks pretty tactical to me. He gripping that motherfucking bullhorn like it's a motherfucking rifle to me. You feel me? They need to analyze his trigger finger. That's what they need to analyze his trigger finger, because this shit looking crazy.
Debate, he just lies.
So let's just calm
you don't
down
like
a little
freedom
bit.
of speech?
Well, I mean, you could say whatever you want if you want to make a fool of yourself, but we do have like 10-year-olds here and 11-year-olds, so can we have some decency?
Whatever.
You don't care. You're a typical leftist because you only care about yourself.
Who said I was
not
a
about the
leftist?
other people.
Who said I was a leftist?
Well, it's very clear by how you're acting.
Do you even graduate college? You know
In
this
fact,
guy didn't graduate college?
I didn't go to college. I've been able to be pretty successful
You did
without a
not
4-year
graduate
degree.
college.
Yeah, I did not.
So let's see in the chat. Who thinks they need a degree these days to be successful? If you think yes, put yes in the chat. If you don't think you need a degree, put no in the chat. I want to see something real quick, because that's the debate too. These days, a lot of people say you don't need a college degree, and then a lot of people say you do need a college degree. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to tell. Or a lot of people saying no, yeah, it gotta be no then, bro. That's how I feel too. Like it's a lot of different things you can do these days. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, if you want to be, it's about them high jobs like the doctors and shit. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be something big, you gotta go get you some schooling. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, it's a lot of millionaires out there that ain't had no college degree, no nothing like that. You know what I'm saying?
Go to
You're going
college.
to come to college and act like you know.
So are we gonna debate resumes or ideas?
Ideas.
Most college degrees are meaningless, and most of you guys are being totally scammed by being here.
No.
Now let me further complete the point.
So getting educated is a scam.
First of all, it's not always an education.
Thinking about that sometimes, like, damn, I could have went to the military or anything for real. That would have been. I feel like the military is like a backup plan almost. You know what I'm saying? The military is like a fallback. Because once you retire from the military, you getting a check every month. You know what I'm saying? From the government. So you pretty much straight. And you can go there. You can go to the military and do like 2 years or 3 years. And I think you continue to get a check as long as you get off honorably. You know what I'm saying? You will continue to get a check. I don't know. I could be wrong though.
And you are perfect evidence that you haven't really been educated. You are hyper hostile. You have no humility.
Yeah, that's right.
You have very little wisdom about how the world works. And you come and you want so badly to be recognized and noticed. You came with your own bullhorn to cut in line someone who patiently waited to ask the first question. What have you actually learned at this institution except that you're the center of the world and everyone must listen to you?
You go to countries, or you go to campuses and agitate people for like this exact scenario.
He said you go to campuses and agitate people. Yeah, little Timmy went and got that right.
Charlie Kirk got really mad after this high school kid's answer. The ending will shock you.
I was gonna talk to you about, like, I'm a high school senior. I go to the high school, like, right over there down the street. I was gonna ask.
Before we finish this video, can we get the 40 likes at least? Can we get the 40 likes at least? It's 160 people in here. Let's get the 40 likes so we can continue this show. 40 likes. Let's get it, y'all. Charlie Kirk, he cooking them. He cooking them, y'all. He cooking them. This is why they wanted him hit. You know what I'm saying? When you cooking like this the same reason they tried to take out Trump. Didn't they try to get Trump? Come on now. Don't act stupid like y'all ain't see my nigga Trump had his ear. My nigga Trump almost had his ear blown off. Come on. Y'all remember that? Come on now. They tried to do Trump the same way. They like, okay, if we can't get Trump, we gonna get his mans them. You feel me? Now look, a couple months down the line, they done got one of his mans. You feel me? They tried to get Trump. Trump got a little piece of his ear taken off on some Mike Tyson shit. You feel me? Shit crazy.
Ask you, what do you think I should do to prepare going into college?
It's a great question. Thank you for that. Why do you want to go to college?
I feel like, well, my parents are kind of making me, but at the same time...
Bad answer. Why do you? You're your own sovereign being with your own agency. Why do you want to go to college?
Charlie Kirk got really mad after...
We don't have enough babies. We're below replacement levels in the West.
So you want to make women have babies?
Okay, let's go through fundamental biology. How do people get pregnant?
I know how a woman gets pregnant.
So if you decide to have sex, you might win a certain prize.
What if you don't decide?
I'm sorry, what?
What if you do not decide to have sex and you get raped?
Again, it's still a human life.
Yeah, they would.
If you had a son or a daughter and they came out to you and they said, Charlie, I'm gay, or Charlie, I'm trans, what would be your course of action in that? Like, would you still support them?
If they came out as trans, I'd say, no, honey, you're a girl, or no, my son, you're a boy. I don't affirm delusions. You do not affirm what is harmful or what is not true. And you must find the underlying issue as to why this is happening. 75% of minors that are trans are girls. 75%. Largely found because of social contagions of young ladies that are on the autism spectrum that most times are having puberty anxiety and are being bullied or feel self-conscious for changes that are happening to their body.
If you had a son or...
A lot of this LGBT elemental QP stuff is coming from peer pressure. They're pushing it through the music, the girl on girl shit. They think that shit is a cute fad now. You know what I'm saying? They think this is it's like a trend now. You know what I'm saying? They want to push that. That's what Kamala and them was trying to do. That was one of their agendas, to push more trans, push more gays. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to make more babies and shit like that. So that's kind of why he's trying to take out the abortion shit. But the thing is, I feel like the abortion should be left up to the ladies. You know what I'm saying? Because they definitely go through different situations where that could be applicable at. You know what I'm saying? So let's get back into it.
Our daughter, and they came out to you and they said, Charlie, I'm gay, or Charlie, I'm trans. What would be your course of action in that? Like, would you still support them?
If they came out as trans and say, no, honey, you're a girl, or no, my son, you're a boy, I don't affirm delusions. You do not affirm what is harmful or what is not true, and you must find the underlying issue as to why this is happening. 75% of minors that are trans are girls. 75%. Largely found because of social contagions of young ladies that are on the autism spectrum that most times are having.
Charlie was talking some real shit though, for real.
Question for you, and I have a quick follow-up.
Fine comments.
So my first question for you is, do you know how much a K through 12 education costs?
Per pupil? So, can trans women give birth?
No, but I don't think all women can give birth.
Can somebody self-identify as a leopard?
A leopard, no, because a leopard has a definition of it's a different species. You can't identify as something that you aren't.
But it's a different sex, so you can't identify as a different sex.
You can't, you're right. I wouldn't say that trans women are biologically assigned female at birth. That's just not true.
Oh, okay, so what you're saying is that they're masquerading.
It's only relevant in your role in society, the way that you're viewed.
It's not just about the roles in what they are. We are fundamentally different at our core.
See, this is that he, she, they, them, their, they, and who, what, when, where, and why. Like, this shit getting crazy out here. I don't know what's up with y'all. What's really good with y'all out there? What does that mean? We, they, when, there, when, was, who, what, when, where, and why. What is that?
Our brain structures are different. Our hormone levels are different. Our needs, our wants, our desires, how we talk and process information. God made us uniquely different. It's not just how you look. It's not just how you present. A biological man can put on a bunch of makeup and camouflage as a woman. It will never actually make him a woman. So can trans women give birth?
Right. So when segregation ended, right, black people, or when slavery ended, actually, black people were just forced wherever, right? So they had nowhere to go. And then...
Oh, no. Oh, hell no. Look, Charlie,
there was laws put in place to put them into prison, and after...
Who gave this motherfucker?
Oh, okay, no. What's your name? Guys, what's your name? Jackson. It takes a lot of...
Bro, everybody at the college don't be smart. Just because you go to college, bro, don't mean you smart. Like, some of these motherfuckers be throwed off. You feel me?
Courage to come up here.
Yeah, no,
let's just take a deep breath. Okay, I'm not here to pick on you.
No,
I appreciate it. No, it's okay. I know this can be very intimidating getting to a crowd like this. So just take a deep breath. Let me make your argument. I'm going to make your argument for you, and I'm going to tell you why I think it's wrong. Okay?
Okay, yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so the argument that is being made, that you want to make, is that there's legacies of injustice.
Yes.
And that those legacies impact one generation after the other, and when those things get handed down, you have what is a system or a systemic issue that isn't just isolated in 2024. So the argument that you're making is that what happened in 1954 does impact 2024 of decade after decade after decade. Let me tell you my response to that. Of course there's some truth to that. However, every culture, every person in this audience can point to issues that families or generations prior had that we're able to overcome. So the question is, why is it that Black America is one of the only populations, that and Native American populations, that have not been able to overcome such evil, horrors, and injustices? Here's my perspective, and I want to hear what you have to say, is that the number one way to keep people out of poverty, lower the crime rate, and have a better society is whether or not you have a mom and a dad around, which we agree that's an ideal. Yeah? Cool. And so...
Okay, so this is where he kind of loses me at. I feel like his mind is kind of blurry about Black culture and like slavery and what it did systematically to us as a community. You know what I'm saying? It set us back economically years. You know what I'm saying? Of course, the lack of fathers is a big part. It's definitely a big part of the issue, but he's totally skipping the fact that we were set back hundreds of years economically. You know what I'm saying? Let's get back.
What happened in 1964 is that 25% of black youth were raised by a single mom. Today, it's nearly 75%, about 70%. So that means that 1 in 4 black kids will have a father around. Only 1 in 4. That's the number one issue happening in the country, and it's not because of systemic racism. I'd like to hear what you have to say about that.
Okay, so I think I misjudged you at first. Like, when you brought up the 1350 stat, I had like just assumed that it was like inherently like eugenics based, kind of, you know. So, and that's where mine came from. Like, I think we are on the same page that like we know what the problem is, and that's what I mean. Like,
no, and thank you for saying that, because I think we actually have a lot more in common in this country than the media would ever believe.
No, definitely.
Right?
Man, shout out John Smith. You feel me? Hell yeah. We treated differently. Yeah, we treated differently for sure, Alexia. We definitely treated differently for sure. Don't forget that. But I see we at 49 likes, you see? They don't want to put me at 50 likes. Why? Because I'm black. That's what, you feel me? I got to say it. I got to say it. They hearing it. They just sitting in there. It's 87 people in here. They just sitting on their ass. You feel me?
Right. And like what my point was, I was trying to say is, I don't think that we're doing enough to help these black communities catch up, whereas like they're underfunded and they're not, and they're over policed, and there's just these factors that are contributing to, like you said, these single parent households.
Yeah,
like,
so we're not going to agree on this. This is where we'll disagree, and that's okay. I have more of a view of Thomas Sowell on this, where he believes it's far more about culture, values, and worldview than
shout out to whoever hit that like button, man.
Stuff and over policing. I believe there's not enough police in black neighborhoods. You're going to disagree with that. Let's not even get into it, okay? But I think we can ask a question, and I want your opinion. Why is it that the single motherhood rate in black America went from 25% to 75% over 50 years, where America did become less racist?
What, like?
See, what the hell? This shit getting crazy, ain't it? But that is crazy, though. That's how the shit is. It's a lot of single mothers, a lot of single black mothers out there.
Why did it?
Yeah, so what caused black America to go from one of the strongest nuclear family communities in the country to now the weakest by far?
I can't answer your question.
No, that's okay. No, that's great. And again, it's hard to get up and have these conversations. Here's my opinion. My opinion is that, yes, there was some social welfare that subsidized single motherhood, which means it's easy.
Yes, I'm looking for new moderators too, but y'all can't just show up on this one video and think it's, you know what I'm saying? We got to really lock in. We got to lock in, twin.
Easier to get cash from the government if you say you are single than if you are married. I think we can agree that's stupid. That shouldn't happen, right? But I would love your perspective on this. Do you think in black culture, getting married and staying with one woman for your entire life is elevated and celebrated?
No, not at all.
I think that's the problem.
It's not. That's a problem. You know what I'm saying? I'm with Charlie on that for sure. But I don't think that's the only problem why the black community is way behind. You know what I'm saying? That's not the only reason, but I'm with Charlie on that though. The black community need to celebrate having one woman. Now me, that's one good thing about me. I come from a family, a married family. My parents been married 33 years. You feel me? All my life. So that's one thing I can get behind. The one woman thing, what they say, behind every great man is a what? Let me know in the comment section. Behind every great man is a what? You know what I'm saying? Let's stop playing out here.
But there's something that slightly concerns me, and that I am
They all
curious.
throw, and they're like, come on, you still haven't answered the question.
I'm trying to.
Why?
It's a complicated answer.
Black people are only 13% of the population, yet they commit 55% of the murders. Why?
Because Black people tend to be in lower economic statuses because of
Okay, no, this is
CRT.
fine. This is great.
Basically,
so you think that poverty equals crime?
I think that it's highly correlated, and there's a lot of studies
This is where
on
we
that.
disagree. What an insult to the working poor of
So
this
why
country.
do you think Black people commit more crime?
Well, first of all, let me ask you a question as my answer.
Go on.
What percentage of blacks have a father around when they're raised?
I'm not sure.
He keeps spending it. He keeps spending it to that father thing. Every time they bring up a black subject, he keeps spending it right back to the fatherless. I guess that's the main statistic that he know. Like, it's a lot of single mothers, and that's not what we celebrate. You know what I'm saying? All the music we listen to, all the hip hop music, they talking about having hella hoes and shaking ass in a club and just all the wrong damn things, drug use, and you feel me? Like, really, hip hop music in the black community is a horrible. Hip hop music is like the cancer to the black community, honestly. You know what I'm saying? No cap. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop music is the cancer. It doesn't tell you to do nothing right. Nothing right comes from hip hop. You know what I'm saying? They telling you to do all the wrong thing, and that goes hand in hand with the black community. So if we got this devilish music powering us every day that we waking up listening to, and we glorifying these people, of course we're going to do bad things. You know what I'm saying? Of course a lot of crime is going to be happening. Look at the goddamn music that they pushing. Look at the artists that y'all glorifying every day. You know what I'm saying? And then it's not just the kids. It's the parents too. The parents glorify the same shit. So it's like we're all in the same rut. It's a melting pot. It's a whole melting pot. We creating it ourselves. It's like even the snitch culture, all that bullshit, that's what keep getting us killed. That's why another black person rather walk up to another black person and kill him opposed to a white man or something like that. You know what I'm saying? They way more obedient to a white person. They value a white person life way more, but they kill their own kind ASAP. You know what I'm saying? That's why all that gang shit with Chicago and all of that, how they sending the National Guard up there, they need to. Fuck it. Because that gang shit, it's a cancer to the black community also. It ain't doing no good. You know what I'm saying? They ain't did no good for no communities. Even though they say they created the shit to do good in the beginning or whatever the hell, ain't no gang done did no good for no communities in the whole damn world. You know what I'm saying? So all that shit is just out the window, bro. Like, all of that shit goes simultaneously together. And it's just a cancer to the whole black community. All of that shit systematically brings us all down. You know what I'm saying? No matter how you cut the cards, we gonna always lose because we got this devilish force behind us every which way we look, and people that's glorifying it, that's older than us, our grandpas and shit, they rocking to the shit. We got old ass people stuck in the streets and old ass niggas in jail still glorifying gangs. You know what I'm saying? And these are the people we got to look up to as a black man. You know what I'm saying? You got to look up to another deadbeat. That shit is just a whole goddamn, it's a cycle. It's a deadly cycle. And it's shown. We see it every day. That's why we're responsible for most of the murders. And that's why we're responsible for all this crime and shit. Because look at all these devilish forces we got behind us. And look how we were systematically set up to fail in the first place.
20%.
So that's why you
80% of
think it is.
blacks do not have a stable father around. That is the most predictable way to end up in prison, end up as a murderer or a criminal.
And why
It's
do
not
you
a
think that's
racism
a problem?
It's not a white supremacy problem. It's the fact that black fathers impregnate women and they don't stay around with the women that they have impregnated.
Charlie Kirk, do you think that happens more in the black community compared to others?
It's threefold. Number one, we subsidize single motherhood. Number two, it's culture. It's accepted in the black community, and it shouldn't be.
Culture. Okay.
Don't take my word for it. Read Thomas Sowell's own book on how black culture allows single motherhood to continue into a nanny state type practice. 75% of black youth are raised without a father in the home. 75%.
That's a crazy ass number though. You feel me? That's a big issue that he's talking about right there. And he's saying it. You know what I'm saying? The culture allows this shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all glorify baby mamahood and baby daddyhood and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's what y'all want. Like y'all want to have different baby fathers and different baby mothers and shit. They talk about that shit in the music. Like I'm saying, it's just a whole devilish ass cycle that the black community is stuck in that we just can't fucking wrap our heads around, but it's clear as day. You know what I'm saying? But then we got all these girls with fucking, look at the girl role models in the black neighborhood. They got Sexy Red. They got fucking, just look at it. It's just a clusterfuck, bro.
A bigger problem or not a bigger problem than whiteness, white privilege, or white supremacy? You still haven't answered the question.
I'm trying to.
Why?
It's a complicated answer.
Black people are only 13% of the population, yet they commit 55% of the murders. Why?
Because black people tend to be in lower economic statuses because of
Okay, no, this is fine. This is great.
Basically,
so you think that poverty equals crime?
I think that it's highly correlated, and there's a lot of studies
This is where we disagree. What an insult to the working poor of this country.
So why do you think black people commit more crime,
first of all, let me ask you a question as my answer.
Go on.
What percentage of blacks have a father around when they're raised?
I'm not sure.
20%.
So that's why
80%. Londa Lewis, we get it. Yes. R.I.P. R.I.P. Charlie. Yes, we get it. Yep, we get it. We get it. Come on now, Londa. You spam in the chat now. We get it. R.I.P. Charlie. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, we appreciate you. Yeah, we appreciate you coming through. You spammed us like, what was that, about 20 times? You know what I'm saying? Well, what we were saying was 20% of it's 20% of blacks are brought up with fathers in a home. Ain't that something? Charlie was not gay. Come on, y'all. Don't disrespect Charlie. He's resting in peace right now. Okay? We not gonna tolerate that, Clinton. Then you just see how mad that white man was at the beginning of our chat. He gonna come and get you. He see that in our chat. Okay? Don't keep playing with him. Don't keep playing with him.
Of blacks do not have a stable father around. That is the most predictable way to end up in prison, end up as a murderer or a criminal.
And
it's not a racism problem. It's not a white supremacy problem. It's the fact that black fathers impregnate women and they don't stay around with the women that they have impregnated.
Charlie Kirk, do you think that happens more in the black community compared to others?
It's threefold. Number one, we subsidize single motherhood. Number two, it's culture. It's accepted.
It's culture. Y'all hear that? It's culture. Now, I ain't gonna keep telling y'all the same shit. It's the goddamn culture that we accept, that y'all accept, that y'all love, the music y'all love so much. That's exactly what brings this horrible percentage and statistics to our race as a people. Okay?
The black community. And it shouldn't be.
It's accepted and it should not be. Correct, Charlie. Correct, Charlie. It's accepted and it should not be in the community. That is a point that now, you know what I'm saying? We need somebody to pick up the slack and to talk that same talk. that Charlie was just talking. You know what I'm saying? A lot of this stuff that he was talking about, I can see why somebody would want him silenced. You know what I'm saying? This is the type of thing that you talk. This is the type of talk that people will get you silenced about. You know what I'm saying? Being this real.
Culture. Okay.
Don't take my word for it.
Can you please shut up while I'm talking?
Just don't let it get to you. Please continue.
Okay. Because it's just disrespectful, but so I had people telling me about the Democratic Party, like different stuff. They were like, this is good because of this. And then I had my family, they're like, well, Trump's good because of this. So then I just started researching literally 3 days ago. And I fell down this whole like rabbit hole of so much stuff.
Man, come on now. She looked like she done been up 3 days off the Addy and shit. She up 3 days off of Addy and shit. Come on.
That's why I will be voting for the Democratic Party.
Can I ask you, it's not your question, what did you find persuasive enough to convince you to vote for Democrats?
Well, so you talked about Trump creating safe cities, safe streets, just a safe country, but you know about...
Yeah, it's a lot of single white mothers too, but it's the percentage of black mothers that's without fathers is very much a larger percentage. They said 75%. That's a huge number. That's damn near that's damn near 3 out of every 4.
His rally where he said that he wants 1 full day of police retaliation to eradicate crime. You know about that? Are you familiar with the Night of Broken Glass?
Oh, God.
Kristallnacht? World War II? Are you familiar with that?
I'm intimately familiar. I'm trying to understand the connection. Are we doing the Nazi thing again, or like, are we like?
There's honestly.
So crime was lower under Trump than under Kamala and Joe Biden. So I'm not like much lower. Violent crime was substantially and sizably lower in every major metro area and every major state.
Okay, I'll give you that one because. Like I said, I just started researching like 3 days ago. For sure. I'm not...
Like, come on. Why do you keep saying that? That just discredited you already. Like, I just started researching 3 days ago. Like, come on, yeah.
Like everybody else here, where I've just been... Can you please shut up while I'm talking?
Just don't let it get to you. Please continue.
Okay. Because it's just disrespectful, but...
I'm a gay conservative, and I just want to ask you, what do you have to say for people like me who kind of feel like,
gay conservative?
I guess,
see, yeah, that's what I be
it's kind of hard for gay conservatives because there's not a lot of us. So, like, what do you have to say to other gay people who need to realize, like, they do have a choice?
Yeah, first of all, welcome to the conservative movement. I don't think you should introduce yourself just based on your sexual attraction.
No, I agree. I like
because that's not who you are.
I like to be thought of as a person, and
for sure, you are a complete human being, and I'm sure you treat people well, and you're studying something. So I want to get away with this idea that you're gay anything. I just think that we have gone a long way in the negative direction in this country, where we act as if the most important part of your identity is what you do in the bedroom. It doesn't mean that much to me.
Hold up. My sister is a prime example of a terrible person. My sister is a woman, a sister. She is my family, and I don't like that she is disrespected. What the hell? He came on here about a confession about his sister. God damn it.
But if you ask from a perspective as a Christian, I don't agree with that lifestyle. But politics is about addition and multiplication. I imagine you agree with a lot of what we talk about.
Absolutely.
Right? Strong borders, strong country. And for that, we welcome you into the conservative movement.
Thank you. I'm a gay conservative, and I just want to ask you, what do you have to...
You are a white man. How do you know?
What evidence do you have that I'm a racist?
I was just literally watching a video of you, and you were trying to explain how white privilege doesn't exist.
Correct, it doesn't.
You are a white man. How do you...
Yeah, see, I can't get behind that. You know what I'm saying? White privilege, it definitely do exist. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really get behind it at all. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Y'all think white privilege exists still? Or is it a myth? Or am I tripping? You know what I'm saying?
You know.
Because I have eyes?
Because you have eyes.
Just so you know,
that I can do.
That's a fallacy.
Name one thing that you can't do that I can do.
I don't know. I can't make a whole $1.
What? Well, you can't? Why?
Oh my God.
You're trying to tell me in the military women aren't paid the same as men for equal work?
In the military, up until 2 years ago, women weren't even allowed to do most of the jobs that men
Answer the
could do.
question. You just said you couldn't make $1. You said you could not make $1. You served in the military.
Not to mention that people in the military actually get paid a bullshit wage. Just so you know,
that I can do.
That's a fallacy.
Name one thing that you...
Look, they was damn near arguing with people. What the hell? Who thought this was a good idea?
You should be ashamed of your father. Did your parents come here illegally?
Yeah.
Okay, they're criminals, and they should go back to the country of origin.
But they should be in society.
I don't.
They pick up.
I'm
they
sure
work
a lot
every
of
day.
criminals. Okay, they might rob a store and pay their taxes.
They get your food.
Okay, but
fast food.
let me ask you a
They
question.
drive your kids to school.
When they came,
Is that not contributing?
what's their country of origin?
My mom's from Mexico. My dad's from Syria.
From Syria.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh,
Got it.
don't talk about that.
Did he come here illegally too?
Not him. Just my mom.
Okay.
I only live with my mom. So
that's fair. So when she came here, did she know she was breaking the law?
She was like, I think 17. So yeah.
Did she know?
She probably know.
Okay. Therefore, you should go back to your country of origin. If you knew that you were invading somebody's home, I don't have sympathy for you. You're an invader. You broke into our country.
But
I don't care if you're contributing. I don't care if you're this wonderful dreamer in this great story. Either you have the law or you don't. And if your position is to...
See that? And his views was clear cut too. He had like, that's why they called him like a deep leftist or something. The deep state, man. This the deep state, man. I don't know if that's what they call it, but that's what I heard. You feel me? I heard this like the deep state. But what he's saying is true, kinda. But I don't know about as far as the immigration shit. Don't quote me on that. I don't know about them views. You know what I'm saying? Me, how I look at it is, you know, if we can't go into your country the same way you coming into our country, then that's not a fair trade. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. If I can't go to Mexico without showing my papers, then shit, you can't come over here without showing your shit. You know what I'm saying? Hell no. It got to be a fair trade. If I can't go to China without no papers, then shit, why should the Chinaman be over here without no papers? You feel me? That's how I feel about it. It should be a fair trade. If they can get over here illegally, we should be able to go over there illegally. Shit. Hell no.
Repeal that law, then make that case.
See, I'm about fair. You know what I'm saying?
If you think it should be illegal to be able to waltz into somebody's country, then fine. There should be no exceptions to the administration of border law. You know who agrees? Mexico. If I go into Mexico without papers, they'll deport me back to America. Try to land in Cabo without your passport.
They'll let you in.
No, they won't. No, they won't.
Really? I just walked through.
No, I landed in Cabo 6 months ago with somebody without a passport. They didn't let him into the country. There are stricter borders to go into Mexico.
That is a lie. I don't know what border you've been through, but going to Mexico is literally you just walk in. You drive in.
You drive to
it's
Cabo?
It's really fast. You know
where Cabo is on the southern tip of the Yucatan Peninsula. How do you drive?
You're talking about all of Mexico. You can't make the argument and talk about the southern border when you're talking about a part of Mexico. If you say that argument,
if I illegally domiciled myself in Mexico City and I announced I was illegal, what?
Yeah, he was really pissing these people off, y'all. He was really getting under these people's skin. You know what I'm saying? The more we look into it, we see. And the way he was talking, it could give off an arrogance. You know what I'm saying? He did have a kind of an arrogance about him because he was so smart. You know?
It's pretty clear that you will be voting for Trump next month, but I'm curious if you've read this book to see if it will maybe sway your opinions a little bit.
Is the achievement, is it empty? No. Oh, I love this. This is the achievements of Kamala Harris.
If you want, you can try to fill it out too, but there's not much.
No, those white dudes for Harris need to start filling this out. Look at how much she did on immigration, everybody. Isn't that great? God bless you. Thank you.
it's pretty clear that you will be voting for Trump.
My name's Layla, and I've recently watched 3 videos of yours, Best Top 10 Charlie Kirk Debate Moments of 2024, Students Enraged that I Say College is a Scam, and 10 Unforgettable Charlie Kirk Debates that Shook 2024. And I picked 3 different topics that I think are important to me, which comes down to immigration, affirmative action, and DEI, and college is a scam. But the one I want to talk to you about the most is affirmative action and DEI. And in these videos, you have said, quote for quote, white males have high test scores. White males shouldn't have to be penalized. You did acknowledge and say that people of color come from lower socioeconomic backgrounds that do not prioritize education much. But instead of making a suggestion on how to help those communities and continue to build those communities up, you continue to say that our institutions are becoming less excellent. And I'm confused as to what your definition of excellence is. Is that because white males aren't necessarily, in your opinion, getting accepted as in a higher rate, even though they technically are, because 41% of college admitted students are of the white race?
It should be higher than that, yeah.
Based on what? Where are you getting the statistics? I just want to understand.
It's a good question. The Supreme Court did a whole case on this, and it ruled against affirmative action, and we saw the books of Harvard. So
I don't want to cut you off. May I know for future reference, so I can understand where you're coming from and get more context, could I know the Supreme Court case?
Yeah, so the name, 2.5 years ago, I think it was something out of California. Someone look it up. You can use Grok or ChatGPT.
If somebody could please look that up for me. Thank you.
So we saw the data out of Harvard. Harvard was the test case, and effectively approximating, but a white male had to get about a 30% higher test score to even be considered than an equivalent black student.
And when was this?
Over 30 years.
Is it Broder
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. So basically, for a black student, they could do 30% worse on their standardized scores than an equivalent white student.
And you don't think that has any outside factors to do with it?
Well, that's not the point. The point is whether or not.
But how is that not the point?
Because I don't believe we should accommodate based on outside factors. You do.
Well, I do, because I believe in progression.
See that? I don't know. This is where she said, this is where he kind of loses me though. Like, he doesn't understand. He's for his people for sure. Let's just say that he's for his people for sure. You know what I'm saying? He ain't for nobody else people. He for his people. You feel me? That's it. That's all. That's all I'm.
And I feel like you have stated in multiple of your videos, which I do have a quote.
Fair enough. I'm just making sure we understand we disagree.
My name's Layla, and I've recently watched 3 videos of yours, Best Top 10 Charlie.
Hold on. I'm just going to give you an opportunity to clearly answer the questions that I had, given that you are anti-immigration.
Anti-illegal immigration.
Okay, fine. Anti-illegal immigration. Yes. That's fine.
I didn't mean to like it. Why do people say he's a white supremacist? That's what I want to know. Give me some facts in the chat, y'all. Why is Charlie a white supremacy? Okay.
I want more Elon Musk and less Elon Omars. Does that make sense?
Well, that's fake, but okay.
So that's the.
Oh, now that was kind of racist. He said he want more Elon Musk and less Elon Omars. Damn, that's kind of crazy, ain't it? Nah, that's kind of crazy, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie. That's kind of scary right there.
Type of legal immigration I want. More Elons, less Elons.
Okay, we're going to ignore that bait. Hold on, I'm just going to give you an opportunity to clearly answer the questions that I had, given that you are anti-immigration.
Anti-illegal immigration.
Okay, fine. Anti-illegal immigration. Yes. That's fine.
I want more Elon Musk and less Elon Omars. Does that make sense?
Well, that's bait, but okay.
So that's the type of legal immigration I want. More Elons, less Elons.
Okay, we're going to ignore that bait. Hold on, I'm just going to give you an opportunity.
I'm black. I'm coming up in an oppressed era, so can you tell me how I was able to achieve that?
You tell me.
Well, from what I'm being told, it's because I was lucky.
It was probably hard work, good decisions, maybe a pastor or a mentor that, gave you.
Would you still be a white supremacist if you were in a more diverse work field?
Do you think I'm a white supremacist?
My dad wanted me to ask you.
You should be ashamed of your father.
I'm definitely not. My father's amazing.
I just have a simple yes or no question. If the only way to ban abortion forever would be to bring back slavery, would you do it?
No.
No?
I wouldn't bring back slavery to try to limit murder. No.
Okay.
What's your name?
None of your business, unfortunately, but...
Okay, hello, nice to meet you, none of your business.
Thank you, I appreciate it. So do you love America?
Yes, I do.
I hate America.
Here's our guy. And here's our guy. Hell no. We got his ass, y'all. Woo woo. We got his ass, y'all. Pull him over. Hell nah. Release the mask. Hell nah. What did he just say?
Every state in the USA should be an independent country. What do you think of this?
Off the mic, dude. Well, I just first have to ask, since you hate the country, do you plan to leave?
What do you mean by that?
Do you plan to go live in another country?
No, I do not.
Well, you're an idiot. Let me tell you something.
Your face is an idiot.
America is the only...
See, I throwed off these college kids is. I just told y'all this. You feel me? I just told y'all this. Just because you in college don't mean you smart. You feel me? Don't mean you won't pick up a goddamn rifle and shoot somebody in the neck. Hell no.
Only country where even those who hate it refuse to leave. That's how you know you live in a great country.
Can you prove that? Well, thank you. May I?
This is the next generation of leftists, of trans people, of all these different views and shit. This is what they teaching the people. And then they making a university it's like a safe haven where they're accepting anything, and they got boys going into the girls' bathroom and girls going into the boys' bathroom. It's just a gender fluid lifestyle on campus. You know what I'm saying?
I have a hat.
No. So let me ask you, none of your business. Who do you plan to vote for?
I plan to vote for Kamala Harris.
Why?
I mean, you answered my question, so I'm done here. Like, there are people waiting.
Can you tell me her greatest accomplishment?
No, I can't.
Can you tell me a single accomplishment?
I cannot. I want to leave. Like.
Yeah.
I just have a simple yes or no.
What's your name?
None of your business, unfortunately, but...
Okay.
Yeah, these college kids throwed off.
I want to understand how when you practice and preach religious governance and issues like that, as with your abortion and status on gay marriage, why don't you also support things like free lunches for kids? The Bible over 2,000 times mentions it, helping the needy at every instance, and that if you don't help the needy, you are not doing the word of God and he will not help you.
Yeah, great. Did I mention the Bible once in my abortion argument earlier?
Okay, I don't know. I'm just thinking.
No, you didn't. I just want to be clear, though.
I'm just thinking of what I've heard before. Sorry.
No, but I do believe it's the word of God. Of course we should help the needy. Can you show me a specific verse where it says make sure you pay a bunch of money to the government in taxes to help the needy?
I would say specifically that I think as Christians it should be the number one priority to find a system that works to make sure that every single person is fed. And I think that truly, if we're looking at the word of God, you have to look at the fact that you should go through every cost yourself. As the Bible specifically says, I can pull up a verse on my phone right now that says specifically in the Bible that you should feed the needy at the cost of yourself. You should help those in needy at cost of yourself. If it's a couple pennies out of my tax dollars to feed those don't have food, I think that's a Christian obligation of the government to fulfill.
No, that again, it's never biblically obligated to use the state to do that.
Okay,
the church should do that.
Okay, perfect.
And that's so I personally give a fair amount of my tithes and my donations to local churches to help do these things, and I hope everybody else does that as well. And in fact, I believe you.
The meat of my question, if I could get more to the meat of the question then. So why do you think there should be some policies that should be governed at the state level, but then not other policies when it's sort of governed like this, when it's specifically over 2,000 times in the Bible?
Right, so we go back to the Constitution because that's our core governance. So if it's in the Constitution, it should be there, such as border security, national security, printing of money, the Treasury, enforcing of interstate commerce, Department of Justice, those tariffs, collecting of duties. However, the government providing food to its citizenry is not in the Constitution, and it should be a last gap effort. And I suppose the question is, I don't know if you're a Christian or not, and if you are, wouldn't you say it's better for churches to feed people than the government to feed people?
Yeah, okay, so I am a Christian, and I do think that by any means necessary, the number one priority of every single citizen in society under Christian values, as you like to preach, should be to help their fellow man, to help them feed, help them get clothes, and help the needy. And I think that out here preaching, if you think that the government is a means of, at the end of the day, it's inevitable, the government is inevitable. And I think that we have to have, that means that has such a mass scale of outreach to help feed people and to help give them their needs. I think that churches, they lack a lot of central organization that they could...
Damn, that's what I'm starting to think too. The youth is more emotionally driven, for sure.
The government has to help reach out with them to help feed them.
Let me ask you a hypothetical. If all the money we spend on the government to feed people went away, do you think the church would step up and make sure there's not a single hungry person in America?
I think that they would try, but again, I think that the government is a unique position that as Christians, I want to understand how when you practice...
This liberal guy asked Charlie Kirk to paint...
If Jesus were to come to America in a modern day time, that Republicans wouldn't let him in. I've heard this argument recently, and I wanted to ask your opinions on it.
The argument is this, is that Jesus was a refugee, and therefore we wouldn't let him in. Because we want to put our own citizens first and have closed borders, we wouldn't let Christ our Lord come across the southern border. I would agree with them. What this is fundamentally is an attempt to manipulate us, and it's an attempt to be so theologically sloppy in so many different ways, it's hard to even know where to begin. And what they're implying is that there's a divine character amongst tens of millions of people that want to come to this country.
If Jesus were to come to America in a modern day time...
Are you okay with deporting every illegal person that's here?
No.
Why?
Because there's some people here that are not represented well by the media. There's a lot of illegal immigrants here that are working their butts off for the life that they want.
I don't care if they're working hard. But the point is, what should the punishment be for breaking into a country?
Depends on the crime you commit after you break into it.
Okay.
70% of the divorce rates happen because of women. Okay, that's a fact. Before we get angry, let's talk about the facts. You can Google this too.
Yeah, of course it's true that the state encourages divorce, but how about you find a woman that you want to spend the rest of your life?
I was married for 10 years.
Did you do anything that led to your divorce?
Absolutely.
Okay, so it wasn't all the woman's fault.
No, but I'm saying, but here's the thing. 70% of the divorces are initiated by them. And yes.
Well, I reject the premise. Yes, women might initiate the divorce proceeding, but we are the one as men that ignore the subterranean threat and the brush fire that is growing. We're the ones that should take the family.
We need 30 more likes, y'all. Hit us with 30 more likes. We on deck. 30 more likes when we on deck.
Back to church that go seek counseling if necessary. And it's not good enough just to say hey, it's women that initiate it. It's men who don't act, I think, confidently and strong enough in most cases to actually make sure that marriage is a safe haven to have children in a holy protected place.
And so I'm going to throw out the big A word. I know you get asked about it a lot, but I want to hear from you what your opinion is on abortion.
Life begins at conception.
But about abortion specifically, why do you think abortion is wrong specifically?
Well, you agree murder is wrong?
I agree. Okay, so this is where we get to the question, right? Because what is it about murder you say is wrong? Why is murder wrong?
Well, because it's a human being, not just because it has consciousness or because it's of a certain age, because it's a human.
What is it?
All right, so what do y'all think? Is an embryo a human? That's the big question. That's the big question in Washington right now, y'all. Is an embryo a human?
That gives human being this moral worth.
Not its consciousness necessarily.
I didn't say it's consciousness.
I know that. I can imagine it's because it is a human being because that has a soul.
And what is this soul? Where does this come from? This idea that it's...
Exactly. I mean, again, the Greeks postulated that it is the entirety of your being. Okay, you guys can laugh. I mean, it's true. I mean, every civilization has had a different belief, but agreed upon ethical monotheism, which is the creed of the West and what the birth certificate of my country articulates, is that every human being is more than just matter. It's more than just a clump of cells, but it also has an invisible element to you that will live beyond you.
Fine. So, I mean...
Okay, the embryo... The embryo is a human being? Okay, Stephen. Who else believes that? Is an embryo a human being? Is an embryo a human being?
You say that comes from the Bible?
And would you consider that murder if Is that considered murder if you kill a
Well, where else do you get that?
Ethical monotheism, which is the creed of the West. And again, the Declaration of Independence mentions God 4 times. The founders were explicitly believed, not in a secular morality, but a divinely given one, of at least this idea that there is a God and you are not him. And let me ask you, what is the first stage of human development?
So this is the thing, right? We can take it from the sperm being generated in the father and the oocyte being generated in the mother, right? They fuse at birth, conception, sorry. The only thing that happens...
Do not want him around
Just
me.
one last question on role models. Let's say there's a black kid right now. Would you rather have that black kid have a role model be Kendrick Lamar or Clarence Thomas?
Kendrick, obviously.
So not the black American on the United States Supreme Court.
No, he's trying to ban interracial marriage. He's trying to do all.
Wow, no, he's in an interracial marriage.
He literally
he's married to a white woman.
Yeah, I know the Roe v. Wade thing goes against.
He's trying to ban his own marriage.
Yes.
I'm
sorry to break it to you.
She said Kendrick Lamar. Duh. The hell.
Charlie, before I voice my opinion, I just want to say you speak so strongly from a point of ethos instead of pathos, and I can't help
It look like her name Helga.
but really admire that. I mean, this makes you such a strong speaker. So I'm a freshman here at UT studying a brand new major at this school, which is artificial intelligence. And I know you believe heavily in the concept that college is a scam, but my question is, if AI is soon to be $1 trillion industry, doesn't it make sense for an American student like me to spend time in college studying it and later lead in the field?
So you're probably right. I'm interested. What are you studying the application of AI? How to code AI? Tell me about it.
It's mostly code, but we're also learning about the ethics of it and how I can apply it to any job.
I love that. So explain to me at the University of Tennessee. Can I press pause? I love the AI discussion because it's going to flush out ethical arguments immediately. It is. It is going to force the greatest question of what is a human being, what is right, what is wrong. So I'm curious, at the University of Tennessee, what do they consider to be ethical?
So it's a lot to do with how that can be implemented in the law as well. So I'm learning especially in the education system. I mean, everyone uses it. So I'm just curious to see how it can be just.
I think that's a good use of your time. I will say this. I mean,
I'm just curious on your opinion.
I think it is. This is my broader thing on AI. 95% of what all of you guys are studying, AI is going to take your jobs in the next 5 years. Would you agree with me?
Yes.
And so when I say college is a scam, all of you guys are going to be out of a job in 10 years. And by the way, you might find new jobs.
Damn, that's crazy, ain't it? He basically telling them the shit. They did not want to hear this at all. In 10 years, all of you guys will be out of a job. Your college degree means nothing. And they're damn near 100,000.
Hi, Charlie. How are you?
Are you okay with deporting every illegal person that's here?
No.
Why?
There's a lot of illegal immigrants here that are working their butts off for the life that they want.
I don't care if they're working hard. The point is, what should the punishment be for breaking into a country?
Depends on the crime you commit after you break into it.
So to play that out, if someone comes into your dorm room uninvited and they do the dishes and laundry, they can stay?
If I'm not going to do my own dishes, heck yeah. They're doing my dishes for me? Cool. If they don't kill me, I'm not dead. It is what it is, man.
Are you okay with deporting every illegal person?
See that? See how he put it in layman's terms for her? And she still ain't want to admit it. That's how I feel too, though. If they can get into our country illegally, we should be able to get into their country illegally. Shit, I'm for fairness. You feel me? That's the thing. It's done been hundreds of thousands and millions of them, of people, different ethnicities that done came over here, and that's been taking our money, taking advantage of the government. They've been getting more benefits than people that actually are from here. You know what I'm saying? It's people around here that's getting benefits out of this world. You know what I'm saying? For their families, their illegal families too. You know what I'm saying? That's where it's a problem. They're taking our tax dollars. They're eating all our food. They're taking all our stuff. Okay? They taking all our stuff, y'all.
And that's here.
No.
Why?
There's a lot of illegal immigrants here that are working their butts off for the life that they want.
I don't care if they're working hard. The point is, what should the punishment be for breaking into a country?
Depends on the crime you commit after you break into it.
So to play that out, if someone comes into your dorm room uninvited and they do the dishes and laundry, they can stay?
If I'm not gonna do my own dishes, heck yeah. They're doing my dishes for me? Cool. If they don't kill me, I'm not dead. It is what it is, man.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy though. She said they can break in her house as long as she do the dishes. As long as they do the dishes, yeah. You see, that lets you know college is pretty much brainwashed.
This delusional black girl, I believe that reparations in and of itself, one, I don't think that the argument
Let me guess, conservative gay.
is formed right, and two, I believe that, you know, it's kind of a reverse inheritance, if that makes sense, where it's like, where it's like, you know, yes, black people's, like me personally, yes, I did not have to suffer through Jim Crow, slavery, or whatever, but all those choices that were made in those times have like gotten necessarily me to where I'm at now.
Got it. So let me tell you where we have a difference of opinion.
Okay, absolutely.
So we as conservatives tend to underemphasize this idea of many legacies of suffering, whereas people on the left, not saying you're on the left, but the other perspective.
Definitely not.
No, for sure. But that's fine.
Getting a clear view of who Charlie Kirk was, you know what I'm saying? And to give you a little bit of backstory of how he thought, what his views were, and why somebody would target him. You know what I'm saying? And if you've been following my stream, you can clearly see that he had a clear way of looking at things. He had a clear and straight cut view of things. You know what I'm saying? And when you have these type of views, it makes you a target automatically, because it's people that automatically think leftist. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you would call him, but it would probably be like the deep state or something. I don't know. But it's a lot of leftists out there, the people that believe in the Kamala Harris people. You know what I'm saying? The people of Kamala. The people of the Kamala.
No, it's fine. Let's just say the other side of the argument tend to emphasize that you are stuck because of something that happened to you many generations prior. That we believe, absent very unique circumstances, in that.
We got 182 people in the chat, y'all. Welcome to the stream. I appreciate you guys coming. You could be anywhere in the world and you're here. What I want you guys to do is double tap that screen for me. At least 22 more people. We can get to 100 like that at the snap of a finger. You know what I'm saying? I got 82 twins in here. Can I get 22 more? Let's get it.
Of America, that is almost never true. For example, we think every individual should be judged by their own actions, their own character, and their agency. Now, let's play this out, though. You're acting as if, not you, but let's say the argument, because you're coming after this in a great way, there's been like no money sent Black America the last 60 years. We have spent over $25 trillion on Black America in 60 years, and Black America's poorer than before we started. We're talking about Medicaid, food stamps, we're talking about schools, public housing. The issue is not the amount of money. The issue has instead been a couple things. Number one, it's been the downfall of the Black family. And unfortunately,
yes, I agree with that.
Yeah, the more money we've spent on this, we've seen the downfall of the Black family. Just some.
I believe that reparations in and of itself.
Every time somebody brings up an issue with the Black community, he always doubles back to the Black family. I think he feels like that's the root of the Black community problem right there, the Black family.
Tell me about your shirt. Is that a theological statement, or it says you are enough?
You know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years?
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Hell no, we can't even show that, y'all. Y'all know what happened after that. He said counting or not counting gang violence. And right after that, they knocked him off.
So if you are with your boyfriend...
This cute young girl asked Charlie what he thinks about God. He opened her eyes in 30 seconds.
Obesity problem. We have an obesity problem, not a starvation problem in this country.
What are you talking about?
In State Street, if any one of those people went to the local Episcopalian church or Methodist church, they will get fed. Tell me why you're here.
I am Jesus.
R.I.P. Charlie's in the chat, man. R.I.P. Charlie's in the chat, man. They silenced the real one, man. Some of his issues, even if you didn't agree with some of his issues, some of the things that he said, you can definitely agree with. You know what I'm saying? And for that, drop some R.I.P. Charlies in the chat, man. Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, dude. You feel me? Hell yeah.
And I didn't write the scriptures, I lived them.
Oh, that's awfully heretical, but okay.
Well, I heard you kept saying my name, so I wanted to show up. You know, I'm busy trying to save the planet from this apocalypse going on. You know what I mean? Jesus hates Christ, but you can just call me Josh.
Watch. If I went to Mexico.
Just call me Josh.
If I went to Mexico without being invited or allowed, and I took a job, what would the Mexican government do to me?
Why was the reason you left the U.S. first?
The reason doesn't matter.
Let's say you're here in the U.S., okay? You have, from what I think I've heard, I think you have 2 daughters, correct?
A daughter and a son.
Daughter and a son. Let's say someone is attacking your family, like targeting you guys. You love your children, I'm assuming.
Well, hold on. Actually, every day we get death threats, so this is not an abstraction, and I'm not leaving America. If you apply that logic, that if somebody is in danger, they're allowed to come to America, would you be okay welcoming 500 million people into America?
500 million? I don't even think that would fit the United States.
I agree, and that's the point, is that if everyone all of a sudden declared that their life was in danger, we'd have to let in like all of Nicaragua, all of Honduras, almost all of Venezuela. The standard all of a sudden starts falling apart. And we find that people lie about this, they deceive it. Why don't we try to empower those people to make the countries they're coming from greater and stronger, else this problem will actually never be fixed at the result.
I'm with him on that. I'm about fairness. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's the thing. That's why they wanted to off him though, because look how clear cut his stance was on shit. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't beating around the ballpark or nothing. Like, nah, he telling you exactly how he feel about it. You know what I'm saying? And you got to respect that. You know what I'm saying? For sure. You got to respect that.
You love America.
Yes, I do.
I am so sorry, Charlie. My blood sugar's low, so they're letting me go.
Get her a Snickers.
My name's Jaden. I skipped class to be here today. But I do have a question and then a few statements. And then there is a guy behind me from Iran, and he's got a really good take. Thank you so much. He's got a really good take on what's going on in the country right now. But my question...
Don't pass out.
I'm not going to pass out, I promise. My question is, as a Christian, I have a friend that grew up in China, and he has been pushed back from Christianity from the East because his argument was that Christianity has been used to take control, like colonization, to take control of other countries and deplete them of their resources. And I don't necessarily disagree with that. And so I just had an honest conversation with him. I was like, hey, I have to separate myself from, you have to separate governments and their people, and God doesn't approve of...
You know what they say, death make you a martyr. You ain't somebody till somebody kill you. Ain't that some shit? That's what they be saying all the time. You ain't somebody until somebody kill you.
Christianity being used for evil purposes. So I'd really like your take on that. I've got a few observations after your response, and then I want to be a journalist, and so I have some, like a career advice.
We'll try to go through that quickly.
Yeah.
I agree with all that. If ever political power is abused in the name of God, I believe that actually violates the 3rd commandment, which is thou shalt not carry the Lord's name in vain. And I believe that's the worst thing that somebody can do, which is do evil in the name of God. But understand, colonialism was not all bad. Ooh. And you have to tell your friend that, which is that there was a lot of good that came out of colonialism. Common law, the idea of...
We had 99 likes, man. Who gonna be that 100 like? Can we drop the 100 like on them? Drop that 100 like on them, man. They don't like to see that. Do it for Kirk, man. We in here celebrating. We celebrating a life. Okay? Drop that 100 down on me.
Due process, the institution of courts, private property. So much of, like for example, from Hong Kong to India, so much of the standards that have allowed them to get out of the 3rd world was largely built because of colonization.
Okay.
And then the journalist question, yes.
Yeah. So I do have a few statements just for my peers here, because I
love America.
I am so...
Kirk, moment of silence, y'all. Straight like that, man. Drop that. Drop some.
It looks like we have a Satanist to begin. In the name of Jesus, I repudiate this unclean spirit.
That's what I'm saying. This the type stuff that they doing on these college campuses, bro. Like, what is that? Who encouraged him to do that, and why is that? Why is that being cheered upon? You know what I'm saying?
Was that your question? Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. Not today, Satan. Not today at Illinois State University. It looks like we have a Satan.
Illinois State University. Some devilish.
To begin.
Charlie Kirk isn't a person, right? He's a brand.
So what do you think, now that you're on all these college campuses, is there something you're hearing from the students or you feel that the media is missing?
We are seeing more of these young people start to prioritize patriotism. They want to start a family. They are really pushing back against the woke totalitarianism that has been seeping into
American Lives Matter.
So maybe I really am just Uncle Tom's favorite nephew, but I do have a quick question. What is so wrong with mass incarceration if the only way to be incarcerated is to commit a crime?
There's nothing wrong with mass incarceration. In fact, we need more prisoners in this country.
Today's college campus is a very weird place, y'all.
Priority is get married and have kids. Raise your hand. Okay. Interestingly, I think there is an argument to bring back the MRS degree. And no, seriously. And just be clear, that's why you're going to college, right?
One thing I've always stayed away from is abortion petitions, right? I think that abortions are acceptable only in a very few cases, but I think the liberal side will continue to push abortions, right? So this is where maybe you and I would disagree, and I brought this up to many people, and I just want to hear an honest opinion, especially from somebody educated like you. Then if woman gets pregnant,
educated, he ain't got no college education,
right? She can choose to abort a child and the man has zero say so, even though it was
still educated though. Yeah,
the 50-50 act, right? Now when you look at a man, if a man chooses to walk away from,
who y'all vote for, Kamala or Trump? Rep y'all set in the chat. Did y'all vote for Kamala or Trump?
a child, he's going to spend 18 years in child support, and if he doesn't pay, he's going to go to prison, which is clearly 11 million people already incarcerated for this right now. So my idea is, what would get me to support an abortion petition? It would be this. So let's say that a man and a woman decide to abort a child. They may do that in all 50 states up to 6 weeks before a heartbeat, right? What they will do is they will pay restitution to the state equal to what a father would pay in child support to programs for fatherless homes, right? So single parent families. They both would pay that fee separately. If a woman chooses to still have an abortion, but the man would like to have the child, the woman may do that, but she will pay restitution to the state for 18 years equal to child support. If the man decides that he wants it and the woman doesn't, right, he may have custody of that child, and then he will pay all medical expenses for the pregnancy and after, but he will get full custody.
Thoughtful analysis, I disagree. Just because
y'all be acting scared. See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all be acting scared when it's time to rep y'all set. Y'all know y'all voted. Like, who you vote for? We already halfway through the presidency now. Rep your set.
Development begins at conception, and we can play games with it and say, well, it matters on the heartbeat or the previous question. Consciousness, it comes down to the question of when did you... Spiritual battle is coming to the West, and the enemies are wokeism or Marxism combining with Islamism to go after what we call the American way of life. And the American way of life is very simple. I want to be able to get married, buy a home, have kids, allow them to ride their bike till the sun goes down, send them to a good school, have a low-crime neighborhood, not to have my kid be taught the lesbian, gay, transgender garbage in their school, while also...
Yeah, I'm with him on that. That shit don't need to be in schools, bro.
Tired of seeing your beloved home be overrun by hordes of illegals. This is your victory. And no longer is this just a rally about what we say we're going to do when President Trump takes office. Now I can say what he's doing right now as we are here in this arena. As we are here right now, President Donald Trump is signing executive order after executive order, 200 executive actions and orders today, some of which include...
See that? He's repping hard for his gang. He's repping hard for his gang. That's what you're supposed to do. Rep your set.
Religion was Jesus. What did he believe? The problem with women is that
your
many
political set, not no gang bullshit. Hell no. We already talked about gangs. Gangs are trash. Gangs are pretty much trash, and we send in the National Guard to wipe them out. All right, but rep your political.
Many of them, have unrealistic expectations of the man that they want. A lot of
not the National Guard. We send in the motherfucking what they call that? The Marines. Fuck that. Not the National Guard. We sending some a step up. Hell no.
And I deal with this all the time. Like, I want a guy that's earning $1 million a year, and he's 6'4", and I want him to have a perfect jaw. And I'm like, yeah, that's never going to happen. How about, by the way, where on your list is like, I want someone who will be a good father, or someone with good character. So I guess like really disgusting, actually, that you just want someone that's like super rich and looks good. Like, why don't you want someone that's going to be loyal to you, not cheat on you? Like, oh yeah, I want that too. Oh,
facts. Talk that shit, Charlie.
Okay, got it. So basically, you want like Ken Barbie doll, and then you'll have like all the good virtues.
Right.
Notice they don't lead with the virtue. But number two is if you do not have children before the age of 30, there's only a 50% chance that you will have children. That's a fact. It's a fact. You can fact check me on that. No, the most depressed people in America are women without children.
That's scary. Let's look at this. Let's look at this chart for a minute, y'all. Married mothers are happiest. Percentage of women reporting they are very happy. 40% with children. No children, 25%. Unmarried with children, only 70%. Unmarried with children, only 17% are happy. No children, 22%. Married, yeah, it makes sense for sure.
The problem with women is...
Yeah, I feel like definitely the percentage goes down after the age of 30. After the age of 30, it's only a 50% chance because if you ain't found the right person, the dating pool gets even slimmer and even murkier. The waters get even murkier. The older you get, you start to realize like everybody on some bullshit. Then you just forced to be alone.
That many of them have unrealistic expectations of the man that they want, a lot of them. And I deal with this all the time. Like, I want a guy that's earning $1 million a year, and he's 6'4", and I want him to have a perfect jaw. No means no, and stop means stop. But you would both agree, if two parties are intoxicated, there's gray area, right?
No, I don't.
Actually, yes, the law says that consent cannot be given or withdrawn if both parties or either party is intoxicated. That's the law. The law here in California is that if one party is intoxicated, it is rape by either the woman or the man. That's gray area. So did you know that if you have sex with an intoxicated person, you're a rapist? Did you know that?
I didn't.
That's what the law says. That's what I meant by gray area. I encourage people to look into that because when it's past 2 a.m. and both parties are intoxicated, by law, they're actually both committing rape. According to California law and national law in every state, if one or both parties are intoxicated, consent is not a thing. You are not allowed to have sex with that person under that circumstance.
Now that's crazy right there. That's crazy right there. Did y'all know that?
No means no, and stop means stop.
Got some offenders in the chat.
But you would both agree, if two parties are intoxicated, there's gray area, right?
So I'm a feminist. My question is about the role of women, though. What should women's role in public and private life look like, and what are the material benefits of that?
I don't even want to take this detour, but can we both agree on what a woman is?
Yes. An adult human female is a biological state of being that is also socially experienced. Can I please elucidate just one example of that social experience?
Yeah, I was going to answer your question, but sure, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So let's say you're a member of a tribe, and in that tribe, you have the biological female anatomy, and in order to become a woman in that tribe, you have to also get a tattoo. That's a social experience that's mapped onto biological reality.
So can a woman have a prostate?
Can a woman have a prostate? Biologically speaking, a woman is an adult human female that has a biological reality, but it's also social experience, right? So I don't just...
Yeah, it's super easy. Like, can a woman have a prostate?
So as per my definition of woman, I would say that people who have a prostate are biologically male, but they can sometimes be socially treated as women.
Okay, got it.
Come on, see? This the weird, peculiar college world, y'all.
What strikes me about this generation is the most conservative generation that we have seen in well over 50 years, and the numbers show it. This is.
Nah, the fact that he was like 31, he looked way older than 31 for sure.
This is the greatest generational realignment since
looking like John McCain and
Woodstock. We have never seen a generation move so quickly and so fast. And you guys are making all the liberals confused. They thought you were...
With me, I have a sign here. True Christians love everyone. Would you say you believe in this sign?
Bro, look at... See, this is what I'm saying, bro. This is what I'm saying, bro. Look at these college kids. Throw it off. Look at the picture that he drew. Throw it off. That's what I'm saying. Like, come on, bro. That's a telltale sign. Hell nah. They should have locked him up right there. Hell nah.
Yes, but define love.
Define love? It's a respect. You respect someone enough to not judge them, to not hate them for what they're doing, no matter what it is.
Do you lie to people you love?
Do I lie to people I love? Not often enough. And I don't lie about...
Should we, in the ideal, when you love somebody, should you lie to them?
Depends on the lie. Say you have a sibling and they have a dress on and it is just ugly. The ugliest thing you've ever seen. Are you going to tell them that dress is ugly, you need to change it, you horrible person?
Yes. In fact, I'll do it in a way that is filled with love, but I love my sister so much that if I feel if she's going to leave the house and be made fun of, I won't let her do that, because that's what love is all about. You see?
Shout out Charlie, man. Shout out Charlie. You feel me? This is a clear, this what I'm saying. It's like a clear answer to it, and then you got another guy that's gonna combat it in another way, like with some bullshit.
What evidence do you have that I'm a racist?
I was just literally watching a video of you, and you were trying to...
Big fan of you, but, so, we just had a, podcast about inflation, and, since it's rising a lot, I'm wondering if I can still have a good life like my mom and dad.
What do you think determines reality? Like a capitalist every single day, Shank. I live as a capitalist, okay?
That is not at the damn kid. They done cut some shit in there. You see how they trying to create a narrative?
I mean, he's 78 years old. I mean, how many billions? So I'm a huge fan that Trump's cutting a bunch of spending. You know, he cut funding to Ukraine. I'm a big fan of that.
The one thing we ain't here to do, y'all, is create a narrative. I ain't telling y'all what to do, who to like, who to vote for, how to feel, none of that. I'm just letting y'all see the facts, see the person, see the opinions, and let y'all form your own summarizations based on what you guys see.
Hey, Charlie. Okay, I have a real quick question. Just a little bit of preface. I'm going to get straight to the point, but I need to start with the first question. You love the Bible.
I saw a clip of you online. I don't even know the podcast. Forgive me. You'll tell us what it is. But I loved it so much. I wanted you to say it here and expand on it. Here it is. Watch.
Women want to be they want to be taken care of. I know this is like super provocative, but like deep down, they want a man to be able to provide for them financially.
Should a man pay on the first date?
100%. Like, what kind of a wuss beta male is splitting the check?
Not facts. I pay on a first date all the time. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's just a man thing to do. If you ain't paying on a first date, that just means you ain't leading in the first place at all. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's just how I feel.
Like, who are you? It's like, I'm just sorry. It's I would go into debt and like scrub dishes before a woman paid for it.
I split the check quite a lot.
So I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend you. You guys are great. That's incomprehensible to me. I think that's...
To me, I thought it was a great financial decision.
So from your...
He look a little fruity, too.
I totally get that, and like you have really good financial discipline. I'm sorry, like I would be so humiliated if I find that to be like the greatest beta male like humiliation.
To save money?
To like the idea that a woman that you're trying to court. Now, if it's like a friend thing, or
as a first date, you don't even know if she's like
matter.
The quality.
It does not matter. I'm sorry. By the way, that money you save is not worth the honor that you compromise.
It is such a big deal.
It's a massive.
That's kind of crazy to go and have on a first date dinner. Like,
I don't think the place exists. Your marriage actually comes before your kids. I know that's a provocative thing to say, but it's true. Your relationship with your kids is important.
Yes.
But it's not covenantal. Your marriage is a covenant. Your relationship with your kids is an outgrowth of a covenant. They're under your stewardship, but covenantal relationship.
A guy tried to challenge Charlie Kirk's intelligence from a place of authority. Charlie shut him down by pointing to his own
then that is our guy right there, guys. That's our guy. Let's get a good look at him. Yep, that's our guy right there. I'm convinced, buddy. Can't get past me. We saw the photos, buddy. They're going around the country right now. They're going to be picking you up soon. And we're going to be rewarded. Everybody in this chat is going to be rewarded for our good work. You know? We did some great work tonight. We did it for Charlie. Yep. We did it for Charlie. Yep. We did. Yeah, we did.
If you want to know whether or not a marriage is going to work, you know what the number one indicator is? You can use this in marital counseling. Tell me. And the data. How many sexual partners does the woman have?
Oh.
If it's 5 or more, the marriage almost will not work out. Guaranteed.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see it because
it sounds sexist, but it actually doesn't matter how many the man has had.
No, well, this is a great.
It's not an indicator. It matters spiritually.
Well, listen, I got to tell you, you said something that.
Now that's crazy. You see how his shit is clear cut? I don't know. It might be some truth to that too. You know what I'm saying?
How do people get pregnant? Are you voting for Kamala?
I am.
Okay, what is her...
Nah, you could tell. You could tell.
The girl mentions the best way for a boy to become a man, and Charlie Kirk gives his answer. He believes that marriage is a morally good thing for the individual himself and for society, and that it shouldn't always be about even gratification. So let's see what he has to say about that.
And save yourself unto marriage and find one sexual partner for your life. That's where I lose a lot of people. And in fact, I believe marriage is a moral good for yourself and for society. I think we engage way too much in the flesh. We drink too much. We do too many drugs. We have hookup culture. We watch too much pornography.
Nah, that's true. He's spitting facts right there, y'all. Don't even perp. Y'all know he's spitting facts right there. You feel me? He was saying some real shit. Hookup culture, all that bullshit. That's for sure. And that's what we should have did. We should have saved ourselves. We all should have saved ourselves until marriage. But look what we doing now. We out here being little whores every day, every other day. You know what I'm saying? Crazy.
It's always about instant gratification, where we as men, we enjoy the difficult and the adventurous. If you could only pick one, marriage or career, which would you choose? It's the same reason why women don't like dating guys smaller than them. Exactly. Because they know intuitively at some point they're going to be pregnant. And they're going to be vulnerable, and they want a man to be able to defend them. Yes. And so, again, women have, my wife is right here, they have an interesting way of communicating. They won't put it as bluntly as I am right now, so let me just kind of put it all out there. Women deep down want to be protected and served. Of course. And so they don't want a guy that is earning less or that at some point they feel as if they're going to have to provide for. Of course. That is very off-putting.
But how did he become a dating? He was trying to play many hats at once, though. If you think about it, he'll go into religion and then he'll become some dating advice person. You know what I'm saying? Then he'll become some political activist. Like, come on now.
Same reason why women don't like dating.
Nah, Charlie, pick the side.
If you go on a first date with a woman and you split the check, we got serious problems. I don't care if you have to go into debt refinance your home.
See, nah, he
or scrub the.
He talks.
You do know the richest people in America. First, I want you to know Congress should pass. I asked what
Refinancing no home for no.
laws are you talking about?
Yeah.
Can you be specific?
I'm sorry, I'm very nervous, but this is what you do.
She let the.
This is what you do. You take people and you put them under the spotlight, and you.
Well, hold on. I didn't ask you to come up here. You voluntarily came to the front of the line. You didn't have to do that. Congress should pass. I asked, what laws are you talking? Hold on. Exactly. Yeah. No. But this is affirmative action, right? And so therefore, when
there's like fields like.
Yeah, he was pissing a lot of people off, bro. Clearly, this is the motive. You know what I'm saying? Clearly, the whole tour was the motive for the shooting.
Him honoring the South. If everything, problem with women is that men.
Jesus saved my life. I'm a sinner.
So if.
I live like a capitalist every single day, Shank. I live as a capitalist.
Nah, and to explode like this is crazy, though. This is crazy.
Okay, I live when I believe.
First question, why?
I live like a capitalist every single day, Shank. I live as a capitalist. Okay.
First question, why?
Hey everybody, what a crazy week it has been. We just got back from DC. It was a lot of fun, wasn't it?
It was amazing.
He had a baddie, though. You know what I'm saying? He had a baddie.
And we are so thrilled by what Trump is doing just this last week. The executive actions on DEI, affirmative action.
Blonde hair, blue eyes.
Executive actions protecting our kids in schools. So more news coming. And Erica, do you want to tell them about your Bible ministry?
Oh, we have Bible in 365 where you read the Bible in a year with us. And both of us are on that journey this year. So Bible in 365.
Read the whole Bible this year.
Yep, your life will be changed forever.
All right, God bless you guys, and Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Hey, everybody, what a crazy week.
It's one of those things, too. I mean, people have asked, like, how do you do it when Charlie's traveling? And it's because we understand our biblical roles.
He had him a little Taylor Swift. Okay.
In our marriage.
I see you, Charlie.
He is the head of the household, and I am not a servant. I am not a slave to the master. I am his helpmate. I am the guardian of the home. That is my domain. And the enemy would love nothing more than that territory, because those four walls are not just a home. Those four walls are for when he comes home after battling and building. And those four walls are the walls. I mean, we're creating our child's childhood, which is so special. But it's one of those things where we understand our roles, and, you know, we ask each other every single day, how can I be praying for you? Is there anything I can do for you to help make your day better? Yeah, and I always want to know, like, what do you need in order to, when you get home, take your shoes off, like an easy, soft landing pad for each other. So it's just...
Whatever it is, she gets it.
In fact, it's up us men, to find a woman that we love and to protect that marriage and hope that it never goes in the direction of divorce. Our duty as men is to overcome obstacles, not whine about them and not complain about them. So yes, there is a problem here, but I would reject the premise. Every man here every young man should say, I'm not going to be a boy and I'm going to go do the hard thing and get married and have children. And I would just push back against some of your narrative where you're telling, like, well, men, it might not be good, it might not be this. Yes, life has lots of things that could throw at you, but marriage is a holy institution that we should aim for. And the fact that marriage is slipping in the West is one of the great damaging indicators as to why our...
Yeah, that's true. It's a lot less people get married and a lot more divorce. You know what I'm saying? I would love to find me a beautiful woman that I could marry and just be done with women hunting. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, it's harder and harder to find the right one these days. You know what I'm saying? The pool is very murky. It's hard to find somebody that's like-minded. And then it's a lot of people in bad situations. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things you got to go through when in the dating pool to where it just make you just want to give up. It's definitely not a place for hope, for sure.
Country is falling apart. But the answer is not to not... How do you want to be remembered? First, I want you to know I'm fine, not because my body is fine, but because my soul is secure in Christ. Death is not the end. It's a promotion. Don't waste 1 second mourning me. I knew the risks of standing up in this cultural moment, and I'd do it all over again. Second, do not let this violence divide us further. The enemy wants chaos, fear, and retaliation. Don't give it to them. Instead, double down on truth. Double down on courage. Double down on your faith.
That's AI. That's AI for your ass.
On your families. That is how you honor.
AI.
I think that we've gone wrong here, that women should prioritize family and children way above career, that they should try to find their husband before they're 25, that they should try to get married way younger. Having children, I believe, is a blessing from the Lord. It's the most amazing thing. You should try to have as many children as you can. Much more important than traveling to Thailand or having a big apartment or a bunch of cats. Having children are a gift from the Lord. Young ladies, they need to be very clear about what they're expecting in a man and date with the intent to marry and not just date to, have a good time. I think that we've gone wrong.
That's true. That's facts, for real. I wish I would have got married way younger. You know what I'm saying? I wish my parents would have been pushing marriage more. You know what I'm saying? With them being married, and would have put those values on us a lot more. You know what I'm saying? But even then, even with me coming from a marriage-based home, I haven't been able to find my other half. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how this
wrong here, that women should prioritize.
The final question that we...
There's a reason why the dress for the man is the same. If you want to be a man, this is what you do. If you want to stay up. Yes, what is on your mind?
Oh, Charlie, here we are. Oh, Riley. Hi, everybody.
Talk right in the mic.
I've been hearing a lot of what you guys been saying, coming from your ivory tower, talking about how you can look down on whole entire populations of people and say, oh, these people, they're not worth this. All these people, they're not worth that. Who the are you? Who the gave you that agency?
Well,
I know it wasn't Jesus Christ.
I'm Kirk, and this is Riley Gaines.
You're the guy
nice to meet you.
I thought you were the guy from South Park. I thought you were the Terrence and Phillip. That's who the I thought you were.
Well, you seem pleasant. Are you married? Are you married?
Was your mom married?
Are you married?
Because I got a call from the doctor. She missed her abortion.
You seem so sweet. Does anyone love you in your life?
Charlie, you seem so stiff and white. Do you have a stick up your ass?
Is there something wrong with being white?
Charlie, is there something wrong with a stick in your ass? Is what I'm asking.
No, I'm enjoying this whole thing you got going on.
Hey, Charlie, I'm enjoying this whole parade, this whole charade of American. I am enjoying all this bullshit. I love you, Charlie. You're the best comedian. You're the best comedian on.
Do you want a hat?
You're the best one.
She wants a hat. Can you wear it?
USA, Charlie, I love you. I love you. And you know what I think? I think you really want a big black your for real. Real talk. And I know you're gonna dox me. I know you're gonna do your best. I know you're gonna do what you're gonna do. And you're gonna find out who the I am. And it's gonna be fun.
Is that a threat?
Yeah. No, when you dox me.
Are you threatening me?
When you dox me.
You mean when I put you on the internet?
Yeah, no one can say.
Which will happen.
And all your clowns dox me. Guess what you're gonna find out?
What am I gonna find?
You'll see.
What does that mean?
You'll see when you dox me.
Are you threatening me?
Let me help you. I know you're a Republican, so let me make this clear. When you figure out, when you investigate who the I am, what you're gonna find out is who the I am.
So what does that mean?
And Riley, why are you so afraid of playing next to trans when you look just like a trans woman? Why? All the makeup, all the eyelashes. Oh, what's wrong? You look like a you look like a trans woman.
Are you using that as it's meant to be offensive?
It's not offensive because I feel like these people are you. They're your people, and you're acting like you don't know. That's what I feel like.
Got it.
You got such a problem. You got such a problem with trans people.
This is what
Charlie,
they
think that I care about kids. You don't care about being called a Nazi. I don't give a about being called racist.
Enjoy the video once it's posted online. Thank you very much.
Being racist is not the worst thing. This is my message to you, MAGA. Really, I think you guys need to know this, and I'm going to help you with a critical bit of information. Just going to help you out. Listen, being racist is not the worst thing in the world, you know? Except who the f*** you are. You don't like a trans person? Yeah, I said it. It's on rap songs, like they say, right? The rappers sing it. Why can't I say it, right? Come on, now. That's your sentiment, isn't it? Come on.
What is a woman?
I like this conversation. I've seen you do this online.
So then what is a woman?
A woman is a wombed man. A man with a womb. Ah, you didn't know I had that one for you. Is that tripping you up?
Can a woman have a prostate?
No.
Okay, so we agree. So we actually agree on the trans issue, amazingly.
It's not necessarily an issue. It's just they are people that are deciding to live in an intersex phase. It's not an issue.
What words are you saying?
Intersex, you know what that means?
I know what
Use your scientific brain. There's a root word, right? And there's another.
Yeah, an intersex person that's born with like XXY chromosomes has nothing to do with the trans topic. Nothing at all.
I mean, they are designated. I know this is controversial, but I'm not here to please everybody. There's two basic sex, and that's man and woman. And then there's people that choose to go to the next level and live intersex in a way. They're doing that in a way to express themselves.
Did you have a question to debate?
No, I just wanted to tell you guys, I know who you are. I see who the you are.
Yes, and we are American patriots.
You guys.
We appreciate your support.
You guys see. You guys suck Trump's.
Thank you for your time.
And Elon Musk's.
Thank you.
Right, you don't want to see. What about Signalgate? You want to talk about that?
Thank you for your time.
Can't talk about Signalgate.
Oh, we can talk about it. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Since meeting you a few short hours.
Women want to be taken care of. I know this is like super provocative, but like deep down.
See, look, now he a dating coach.
We as men must. If you're not married by the age of 30, you only have a 50% chance of getting married. And
God damn, I only got.
Have you ever eaten an egg before? Yes or no? Have you ever eaten an egg before?
Scrambled, yeah.
Okay, so would that be you scrambled a full chicken?
Well, hold on. You understand it takes an egg to be fertilized?
Right.
Yeah.
Your point, the whole point you're making is that
since we're doing pop quiz on like human development, so when exactly do heart waves begin in utero?
You know that, but you don't know the four.
Hold on, no, wait, tell me when.
I don't know.
Okay, you don't know.
No.
So wait, hold on. So you're trying to say I know more about the woman reproductive system than you do?
I am a woman, so yes.
Yes. Okay. Well, but the point being is we could both go back and forth of like independent, trivial facts when it comes to the woman's reproductive system. But here's something we all know because God wrote this on the human heart of every individual, as it says in the book of Romans. We know deep down it's wrong to murder a baby.
You're not murdering a baby. It's not a baby.
Okay, well let's play this out. What is it then?
It is an embryo, which is not a baby.
Well, okay, so it's a fertilized embryo.
Correct, which is not a baby.
So at what point does it become a baby?
When it is born.
Oh.
Have you ever eaten an egg before?
You're part of the problem, I think, with the hatred on trans people.
We are all visitors to this time.
People need to date with the intent to marry. I'm a big critic of hookup culture in its current form. I believe sex should be sacred and is sacred, and it's... Do you know the name Laken Riley?
No, educate me.
Oh, you don't?
I don't like your t-shirt. I'm an immigrant. I don't understand.
We need more celebrities like Hulk Hogan. Who are the Hulk Hogan equivalents in the year of 2025 that are just coming up, that are role models for young...
You mean to tell me that he got shot from one of these buildings? From one of those buildings? That's what you're trying to tell me, right? Either no one's seen that nigga, they looking for him. That's what y'all trying to tell me. Y'all trying to tell me that nobody's seen that nigga. No one?
Imagine your last...
They're terrified because they've lost control. I'm just flesh and bone, but more young people are converting to Catholicism en masse. I think that we've gone wrong here, that women should prioritize family and children way above career, that they should try to find their husband before they're 25, that they should try to get married way younger. This is probably the fertility.
But then that also goes back.
Parker, welcome, and the mic is yours.
Yeah, can I ask you, do you think that Elon was like saluting or doing...
Well, you didn't even say hello, man.
Oh, sorry. Hello, how are you doing,
I'm
Charlie?
doing great, Parker. How are you? No, Elon Musk was not doing the salute. You traveled all the way from LA to ask that question?
That's not the only question. I can ask you about other things.
You only get like one other question because we got a long line, but okay.
Do you think slavery at all points in history was wrong?
You asked the same question at Jubilee, but yes, you did actually. So what is my answer?
Well, you'd have to say yes, because in Leviticus 25, 44 through 46, God says you can own people as slaves and pass them down to your children as inherited property for life.
Okay.
In Exodus 21, 20 through 21, God says you can beat those slaves insofar as they recover after a day or two.
What the Torah did was the first ever historical document that led to the abolition of slavery. But we also, as Christians, believe that we are all set free in Christ Jesus.
How's it going, Chuck? Good to see you. Long-time fan, really huge fan, massive fan.
Want to say it one more time?
Big fan of you, Chuck. I know we all are. I had one question. I was wondering if you would stack donuts on it and how many you could do.
Scared of the mic?
Thank you for your time.
Yours.
They wait in line for just the vulgarity. Again, Exhibit C of why we won. This is why no one should give money to Boise State. They're just producing these garbage social left-wing activists. Just ridiculous.
How's it going, Chuck? Good to see you. Long-time fan, really huge fan, massive fan.
Want to say it one more time?
Big fan of you, Chuck. I know we all are. I had one question for you. I was wondering if you would stack donuts on it and how many you could do.
Scared of the mic?
Thank you.
Definitely pissed some of these college kids off. You know what I'm saying? Pretty soon they're going to be showing the name and the whole profile of this person who took his life in that open college area. Hopefully you guys are having a good night tonight, man. Hopefully y'all are subbed up. I'm glad that we hit our 100 likes goal. You dig what I'm saying? This is our parts 2 of Charlie. Now, hopefully when we come back and do the part 3, they have the killer. You know what I'm saying? And we can do a background of the actual shooter and see if we was correct. You know what I'm saying? Because you know the shooter is going to have a background about it. And then we got to see how the two tie in together. You know what I'm saying? So, once again, man, I appreciate everybody coming through tonight. I'm your host, Surviving Fillmore Africa, Zach Talks TV. Make sure you guys remember to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you do not miss an episode.